I don't believe that I'm the only guilty party involved in this whole incident, considering I was contacted and, um, you know, it almost instructed to SWAT and taunted to SWAT an address. I mean, of course, if you want to, I mean, you could say that, of course, I was involved. However, I mean, other people were involved. I mean, yeah, the call was made by me, but um, as far as the whole incident, you could point the finger at numerous people. Um, you could point the finger at the cop who killed someone. You could point the finger at the guy who made the call. You could point the finger at the person who provided the address saying, oh, look, this is where I live. Go ahead and swat me. If you do, then you're going to go to prison for 5 years.
You could point the finger at the cop who shot him. G'day everyone, it's Lucas here from Aussie Gamers Express, and I'm bringing you an update from the swatting shooting from Wichita, Kansas. Alright, so a little bit more on what actually happened in the shooting that occurred just this week in Wichita, Kansas, where a 28-year-old father of two was shot and killed at the front of his Kansas home by police after them receiving a phone call saying that a person inside this house had just killed their father and were looking to kill more of the family and set the house on fire. Now, a little bit more information on what actually happened is that the two people that were having an argument after an online Call of Duty tournament, which was for $2 or $1.50, what happened is that one was, well, they were threatening each other to be swatted, and the other one replied back saying, I dare you, this is a paraphrasing mind you, I dare you, go ahead and swat me, this is my address, I've got enough evidence on you, I'll have you sent to jail for 5 years. Unfortunately, that coward, and they are all cowards, that coward provided the address, which was a random one, of the victim which died on that night. So this guy that provided the address just made up an address, didn't give his own because he was probably scared, but was happy enough to just give some random person's address out to this person who had threatened to swat him. This ultimately, if you don't know the story from the previous video that I made on it, led to the police going around to this random person's house who is not involved in the argument whatsoever, isn't even a gamer. They went round to his house and through whatever misunderstanding or accidental act of violence, the man was shot and killed on the doorstep of his Kansas home. Now, a little bit more information has arisen from the actual swatter. Now, I'm not going to name him. No one needs to know his name. If you want to know it, it is out on the internet everywhere you can find it, but I'm not going to name him. Now, he's gone to his Twitter account and he's tweeted things like, that guy that I swatted's house is on the news and things like that. It was probably a little bit chuffed that he was getting some notoriety for his work. Now, possibly the most infuriating part of this was the tweet that came where he claims that he is not to blame. I didn't get anyone killed because I didn't pull a trigger, and being a SWAT member is not my profession. Now, there's a YouTube video that I found by Drama Alert. Now, I'll put the link in the description down below for you to check it out for yourself. But these guys from Drama Alert managed to get an interview on air with the guy who did the swatting. And this is presumably before the police caught up with him. And he does admit to being the person that made the phone call. And in this interview, he makes comments like, I'm not the only person to blame. Really, you could point the finger at the police officer that shot the man. You could point the finger at the person that sent me the address. You can't just blame me. The thing is that pisses me off is that the youth of today, including this asshole, is happy to say, oh, but what about everybody else? Take responsibility for your own actions, and I think that should be something that is taught more these days, because more and more and more are people arguing about what other people are doing compared to their own actions. On too many occasions where somebody is being reprimanded or they get in trouble for something or they are accused of something, a lot of them have the excuse of, well, I wasn't the only one that did it. I think that is one of the most weakest, most gutless, disgusting excuses of all for making stupid decisions yourself and breaking the law and essentially, in this case, getting somebody killed. I think this guy needs to own up to his mistakes, accept the fact that he did something that got somebody killed, and stop pretending that it wasn't his direct actions that caused this. Yes, there are a few other people that are involved in this whole shitstorm, but the person that made the call and said, I'm killing people, I've just killed my father and I'm going to kill more people, send the police over, you are the person that set all of the wheels in motion which led to a man's death. There are other people involved that aren't innocent. Need to calm down. It's a major problem in gaming at the moment. And it's not just swatting. It starts off small. When you're playing a video game and you get the shits and you get killed by somebody, you need to cop it sweet. And if you can't handle it, you need to get offline. Because when you're making death threats or threats to SWAT and then it progresses further into actual actions, you're going to end up killing somebody or in jail. Look, I'm going to have to leave this here. This sort of thing is very enraging for me. This person is in their 20s and they're going to be going to jail. The man that died is not going to get to see his children grow up. You can see why I'm disgusted and enraged. But at the same time, I've got to be thankful for you guys, the guys that are watching this video, supporting me, clicking like and subscribing. Thank you very much for that. This is a very passionate topic for me. I'm sure you can see by the things that I've said in this video. Hopefully it touches some people and maybe opens up their eyes. Take responsibility for your actions and think twice about what you're going to do and how it can affect other people's lives. Until next time, I'm Lucas. I'll see ya.